father-in-law developed what seemed like a pretty typical cough. He went to the drugstore, got some cough syrup and some cough drops, and they seemed to work a little. But after another week or 10 days, the cough persisted. He carried on with it for a few more weeks, thinking it would eventually go away, but the cough deepened. Finally, he went to the doctor, who took a look around and ordered some tests. The test came back with inconclusive results, which led to the doctor ordering a biopsy of some suspicious lung tissue. And those results came back with the definitive diagnosis, the dreaded C word, cancer. It was lung cancer. Yes, metastatic lung cancer, and somewhere between stage 3 and stage 4. Was it treatable? Yes. Was it promising? No. And it's been hardly a year, and he's gone. He went through regimen after regimen of chemotherapy and radiation and all the effects therefrom, but it was not enough. Cancer won. Truth be told, long ago, Bill, my children called him Happy, entrusted his life to Jesus. So while cancer may have won the battle, Jesus won the war. So welcome back to Jesus Asking in this 40-day journey to the cross. Remember, we're talking about questions, and not just any questions, but transformational questions. So here's a question. Why are we doing this? Why have we set apart 40 days and called it Lent and dusted off our Bibles? Some of us showed up at church a couple of weeks back and even put ashes on our foreheads in the shape of a cross. Why are we doing this? It reminds me of the very first words we have recorded from Jesus to his disciples, even before they were his disciples. He noticed them following him and he asked this question, "What do you want?" Another translation has it, "What are you looking for? What are you seeking?" Here's how I translate it. What's your problem? Now, if we're going to awaken to the promising possibilities of our lives, we must confront the pressing problem head on. So, what is the problem? Listen to the words of one of the most looked to theologians of our time. See if you can guess who it is. I should not be left to my own devices. They come with prices and vices. I end up in crisis. Tale as old as time. I wake up screaming from dreaming. One day, I'll watch as you're leaving because you got tired of my scheming for the last time. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Did you recognize the voice? Yep, it's Taylor Swift, one of the most looked to theologians of our time. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. She's right. There is definitely a problem, but she's wrong. It's not her or me or you. We are not the problem, but we have the problem. I have the problem. You have the problem. Taylor Swift has the problem. And the problem is sin. We were born with it. It is a sickness worse than cancer. It is eating us alive from the inside out. It presents itself through all manner of symptoms like punishing anger or pornographic lust or intolerant impatience or wanting what other people have or envying them or gossiping about them or hating your parents even though you have reasons or ignoring your children, or maybe it's vanity or pride or self-loathing and shame, or maybe it's turning a friend into an enemy over how they voted in the last election. Or could it be blaming the poor for their poverty, or blaming your spouse for the divorce, or otherwise telling yourself the story of your own victimhood over and over and over again? The problem is sin, but that's not the whole story. We think all these things I just named are the problem. We think they are the problem of sin. The truth is, all these things are problems, but they are not the problem. All these failings are the symptoms of the problem. They point to the problem, but they are not the problem. The symptoms point to the sickness, but they are not the sickness. The sickness is capital S, sin. The symptoms are the little s, sins. And the problem is we think we can deal with the problem by dealing with the problems, that we can treat the sickness by treating the symptoms. It's like taking cough medicine to try and cure lung cancer. Managing the symptoms never cures the sickness. It only masks them for a time. They always come back, and often with a vengeance. The sickness is the sin we genetically inherited from our ancient ancestors, who decided they wanted to put themselves in the place of God. And in trying to run their own lives by their own rules, they ruined the whole world and everyone thereafter. The problem is the sickness of sin. And about half the people come to the conclusion that they are the problem. Meanwhile, the other half come to the opposite conclusion, that they are not the problem, that the problem is actually someone else. You see, the symptom of group one is the symptom of shame. The symptom of that second group is the symptom of pride. They are equal sins with quite disparate outcomes. Same cancer, different symptoms. But remember, you are not the problem. You have the problem. Whether you believe it or not, whether you feel it or not, whether you have presenting symptoms or not, you have the sickness of sin dwelling at the core of your being, and it is infecting every aspect of your life. It is keeping you fundamentally oriented around yourself, blind to others, and otherwise asleep to the meaning and purpose of life. It's why we stay persistently entertained and professionally distracted. It's why we eat too much and drink too much and watch too much Netflix and otherwise console ourselves that we are not as bad as that person over there. So, rehearsing. You, yourself, you have a problem. In fact, you have the problem of sin and death. Now, Jesus asking, what are you looking for? What are you seeking? What do you want? How about we leave it right there today? That first question of Jesus to you and me, what are you looking for? What are you seeking? What do you want? Would you sit with that one? Would you open your journal and just start writing a response? Just let it flow. It's much easier to answer the question, what do you need? That's not the question. What do you want?